Я слышал, что вы ищете повариху.
The bailiff sent me. He said you're looking for a cook.
That's right. I'm searching for a good cook, but I've said all that to our esteemed bailiff.
Well, I offered the bailiff my help because I know the Skalitz folk.
Ah, I see. Well, ask away then.
Что вы ждете от поварихи?
Do you have any particular requirements for the new cook?
Well, it would be an advantage if she knew how to cook.
Well, yes, but the bailiff said you had other conditions.
Well, I want a woman who's capable of looking after the house when I'm away on business.
Young, nimble.
What for? I want her to impress people with her food, not her face.
I understand. Sorry.
Водоносы.
I also heard there are vacant carrier jobs.
Yes, yes. I'm surprised it hasn't occurred to anyone sooner. It will certainly benefit the city if the burghers don't have to send their own servants.
It will benefit my people as well.
Of course. It goes without saying.
Я слышал, вам нужны люди, чтобы выгребать отхожие места.
I also heard that you need workers to carry, to empty latrines.
It's not dignified to talk of such manners. That's not a concern for decent people.
But I need to know...
Enough. I won't have such talk in my home.
Ну ты ублюдок.
See you later. What can I do for you?
Да, понятно. Ему главное, чтобы была нормальная повариха и приглядывала за домом. Вот он мне должен рассказать о наших ребятах. Я бы хотел поговорить насчет работы.
I'd like to ask about our former neighbours. There are jobs here for some of them, and I have to pick people.
The bailiff told me about it. He still wants our people to do the knacker's job?
But what of it? It will benefit everyone.
Not everyone. There's not enough work for everyone, and no one wants to do the knacker's job.
Это же лучше, чем ничего.
But having a job could save someone's life.
Water carrying, maybe. But if they have to do a job that's not fit for a decent person, only for the knacker or the executioner's servant?
So you think there's no point in it? That it's better to beg than have a job, even if it is hauling shit?
You forget that that's a job for the knacker's hired hand, not for displaced people. When we return to Skalitz, they'll never be able to rid themselves of the stink.
Ты знаешь кого-нибудь подходящего?
So, do you know who's most in need of some coin and is fit for hard work?
Everyone's in need of coin, but not everyone is fit for such work.
But who should I talk to then? Where will I find them?
I'll talk to them myself and send them to meet you in front of the rathouse, so they'll all be in one place. It'll take me a while, though.
Ты знаешь хорошую повариху?
I'm also looking for a cook. Do you know of a good cook who's looking for work?
Well, there's Agnes. I've heard she can cook better than anyone. Only...
Well, what's the problem? Did something happen to her?
No, it's just that I haven't seen her around here for ages. I believe she's cooking for the local parish priest and living at the presbytery. So I don't think she's in need of work.
Thanks. I'll go.
Спасибо. Как дела у беженцев?
How are you coping?
As well as we can, Henry. You can be glad Sir Radzig took you into his service. I hear you even go hunting with Lord Capon.
I've been once. And I don't think it'll be happening again anytime soon.
Ah, it's a shame. Because I was going to ask a favor of you. I'm sure you know there's a lot of hungry mouths here, so I thought you might be able to help.
Я не могу накормить всех беженцев.
I don't know. I'm not such a great hunter that I could feed all the refugees.
No, that's not what I meant. It's the townspeople here who have a taste for game. They want to live like the nobility, see? A few of the burghers have been to see me already, to ask if we'd try our luck in the woods. They promised us supplies in exchange. Flour, lard, eggs, and the like. But we can't afford to take the risk of poaching. We're barely tolerated as it is. If one of ours got caught in the woods, they'd hang him from the nearest tree. But I was thinking, you're in Sir Radzig's garrison, and you go hunting with Sir Hans. You could help us.
Какой ты хитрый. Ну, ладно, помогу.
Well, I got away with brawling with Lord Capon, so I don't suppose they'll string me up for a few hares.
Great, Henry. I really appreciate it. The local tailor Was asking me about getting some hares to put on a feast for a visiting merchant.
All right, I'll bring you something.
Thank you. You'll be saving us from starvation.
Олесь, предводитель беженцев из Скалицы, попросил меня добыть немного дичи для них. Это браконьерство, но ведь ближним нужно помогать. 70 штук. Ничего себе. Повариха, ты где?
That deliver us from perils, only pure and blessed.
И чем ты тут занимаешься?
Make it quick, though. I don't care much for your scent.
Да? Ваня, ты единственная мне об этом сказала, мразь. Это вы ключница из Ровны?
Are you Agnes, who works at St. James?
I am. Or I did, before those devils rolled in and burnt down Skalitz. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for a good cook and housekeeper, and everyone I asked sent me to you.
I've been blessed by God.
So it seems. Anyway, the local merchant wants someone who can cook food fit for nobility and take care of his household.
Well, Father Francis was very fond of good food, but I can't just go serve someone else.
Торговец Хаген – важная особа.
Merchant Hagen isn't just anybody.
I've heard of him, that he's a good Catholic.
Really? Well, yeah, sure he is.
Truly. People still talk about the lovely service he arranged for his wife's funeral.
So you wouldn't mind being his housekeeper?
Well, I don't know. What will Father Francis do?
Ему больше не нужна ключница. Что случилось с нашим приходским священником?
Where's Father Francis now?
I don't know. The last time I saw him, he was going to confession in Sasau. But that was before all these terrible things happened. I've heard no word of him since then.
Does he go to Sasau often? Where does he stay when he's there?
Not so often. About once a month. He always used to stay in the inn near the monastery, so he wouldn't have far to go.
I'll ask around about what happened to Father Francis. I'll let you know.
God be with you.
И вы меня отослали куда еще раз? Вот сюда. Ага. Спустя некоторое время после разговора с Олешем или Олесем появилось вот это задание. Он, видимо, всем разболтал, и вот люди, которых интересует работа, будут ждать в светлое время суток во дворе ратуши. Не обязательно, но я зайду. Посмотрю. Не обращай внимания на красноту, потому что я тренируюсь боям на палках, булаве.
How's it going?
Ты пришел узнать о работе?
Are you here on account of the water carrying?
Yes, I am. My name is Vincent.
Nice to meet you. I'll ask a few questions and we'll see. All right?
Fine. Ask away.
Чем зарабатывал раньше?
What did you do before this?
I work for my father.
Doing what? Who's your father anyway?
He was Moimir. We had a farm near Skalitz.
Really? His farmhands came to the tavern a lot, but I never saw you there.
I don't go to taverns.
Ты мог бы носить воду?
So you're probably here about carrying water, right?
I want to carry water.
That's all? You've nothing more to add?
That's what's needed, ain't it?
Как у тебя дела?
How are you holding up?
Well, I'm alive. But I miss my father. And the farm, too. But Ma says there's no use dwelling on it. Life must go on.
Ты не стал говорить с Рихтаржем?
What happened with Bailiff? He couldn't get a word out of anybody.
I don't know. I didn't talk to him at all.
А что я за это получу?
That's enough for now.
God be with you.
Этого достаточно. Ну какой-то странный, мутный камень.
I'm glad to see you.
Работа водоноса.
You're one of the people interested in work?
Well, Alex told me that I'm supposed to ask about a job carrying water.
That's right. But first I'll ask you a few questions. You are...
Peter. But everyone calls me Rock. There was more than enough Peters in the mines, and not just in the mines. So...
Ты работал на руднике?
at the mines. So you're a miner?
That's right. I worked in the East Shaft, and I hope I'll be working there again. Now that I think of it, have you heard anything from their lordships? When will they open the mines again?
Я не знаю, я здесь не для этого. Я не знаю, что они собираются делать.
I have no idea what their lordships plan to do about it.
All right. I just thought you might have heard something.
Ты можешь носить воду?
How badly do you want to carry water?
Well, right now there doesn't seem to be much work around for miners, and at least I can earn a few groschen.
It's not easy work, though. It's a long way to carry water.
Do you think it was easier in the mines? Digging through rock on your knees all day for months on end?
Ты мог бы носить и кое-что другое. Ну, ему я не буду это предлагать, он вроде норм. Как дела?
How are you holding up?
You mean this here? Well, I've got feeling back in my arm again.
What happened to it, anyway?
That time in Skalitz. I was knocked down by a horse. But it's better now.
Но у тебя еще не зажила рука.
Look, I can see by the way your arm is hanging it's not healed. You can't carry water like that.
Well, come on. I owe money to the Sawbones and I need the work to pay for it. I'll give you anything you want.
Так. Хорошо, никому не скажу, я могу помочь.
Well, I could find something that will help you.
Anything.
Целебное снадобье. Это должно помочь.
Here you go. This will help it heal better.
Thank you so much. How much do I owe?
Бесплатно, братан. Все в порядке. Сосед.
Oh, nothing. We Skalitz folk have to help each other out.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
А теперь предлагаю тебе быть говноносом. Ты не захотел говорить с Рихтером.
The bailiff said he couldn't get a word out of you.
Well, he's not the most popular man around here, after everything that's happened. You can't blame us.
Maybe, but if you lot had just talked to him, I wouldn't have to run around dealing with this, and you'd all have a few groschen by now.
You might be right. But there's no point crying over spilt milk.
Что я получу, если замолвлю за тебя словечко? А, ну это нет. Это неинтересно. Так, хорошо. Ну, камень сильный чел. Этого достаточно.
That's enough for now.
Take care.
Отбойщик.
God bless. Can I help you?
Это в смысле отбойщик говна.
You hear
Работа
about the
водоноса.
water carrying?
Aye. I can haul water all day long.
So, do you want the job? There's plenty of other folk that will take it if you don't.
I do. I want it. What do I have to do?
Чтобы работать водоносом, что тебе нужно делать? Брать говно в ведро и нести. Чем ты зарабатывал на жизнь раньше?
So tell me, what was your trade before?
I was a miner, then a farm laborer, then I was a servant, then I fled from Skalitz and ended up here.
Quite the factotum, aren't you? Was none of those jobs good enough for you?
I liked them all, but they were always sending me to do something else. Pickman, they'd say. Leave this and go and do that.
Тебя зовут отбойщиком?
Pickman. That's your name?
Actually, my real name's Vassal, but they call me Pickman.
Is that German?
No, it's from when I was in the mines, digging with a pick.
Мог бы носить воду.
So you're keen on carrying water?
I've been keen on it since I got up this morning.
And you had another job before this morning, or what?
No. I was just joking.
Шутник. А как тебе шутки про говно заходят?
Besides water, you could carry... you could empty latrines.
What? Carry shit? That'd be a new one for me. No, it's not a thing I'd go around boasting about.
Я такого не делал. Вот, можешь сделать Войтек, отбойщик.
How are you
Как
holding
дела
up
вообще?
anyway?
What can I tell you? I've seen better days for sure.
Почему не стал разговаривать?
What happened with the bailiff? He couldn't get a word out of anybody.
That peacock, what was strutting up and down and shouting at everyone? He told me he'd no time to listen to a buffoon like me. So I shut my mouth.
Понятно.
That's enough for...
So,
Look, the bailiff is the one who will decide after...
so I might not get the job? I'll be in the shit if I don't. Understand? See you later.
А ты понимаешь, что я думал, это завершающий разговор, поэтому я его пропустил, одну реплику там. Но прикол, он говорит, я буду в полном дерьме, если буду без работы. Ты будешь в полном дерьме, если я тебя возьму на работу. Антония.
God's blessings.
Что ты от меня хочешь?
What do you want?
I want to work. And I heard you're the one in charge of giving out jobs, not the bailiff.
It's true. Do you know how to cook? If you know how to make food for nobles, then I might have something for you.
Where would I learn to cook food for nobles? I want to carry water.
But Alex has already picked people who want to carry water.
He didn't ask me, though. So I came here myself.
Журнал заданий обновлен. Работа не подходит для женщин.
Be that as it may, I already have the people I need to carry water. And anyway, it's no job for a woman.
I'm strong enough to knock you on your arse, you pup. Goodbye.
А чё так грубо-то? Я бы тебе предложил дерьмо носить. Тонда.
I'm glad to see you.
Водонос.
You're here about the water carrying?
I am. Where do I get some pails?
Hold your horses. We haven't decided yet who gets the job. I have to ask you a few things first.
What for? I can handle the job. But ask away.
Что умеешь делать?
What trade did you do before?
I worked in the mines, at the winch. You've heard of Tonda the winch, right? Strong as a bull.
Ah, the name sounds familiar. You were one of the new miners, weren't you?
I was. I came last autumn. The winter was mild enough to work the mines, and I showed everyone I was a hard worker. So did I get the job?
We're not finished yet.
Носить воду можешь?
Are you here
Да,
because you
может.
want to carry water?
Well, I'd rather be back at the winch. Turning it so fast I'd make everyone's head spin. But now I want to carry water at least, since there's some money in it.
А кое-что другое?
Well, there's also the option of carrying, shit.
Not a chance. I'm not carrying any shit around. And if anyone tries to make me, I'll break his legs.
Тебе бы платили в 2 раза больше. Для настоящего мужчины.
And what if I told you that you get double the pay?
Didn't I mention something about breaking legs?
You did, but more money?
I wouldn't be Tonda the winch anymore. More like Tonda the stench.
О, понятно.
And
Как
how are you
дела?
holding up?
Not very well, I'll tell you that. I help out with something every once in a while and get some money for it. But it's not enough. Especially when the dice don't fall in my favor.
Sure. And have you tried looking for other work?
What for? They'll get the mines running again, and I'll have a real man's job.
А ты не хочешь стать воином?
And what about soldiering? That's real man's work, isn't it?
It is, and I'd be good at it. When I land a punch, you'd think you were kicked by a horse, which I once showed to a soldier I fell out with over a game of dice. Only, I'm too smart for soldiering.
No doubt.
Не сомневаюсь. А репутация все понижается, понижается. Но если он такой тупой, то пусть понижается.
I heard you lot don't want to talk to the bailiff.
I don't know much about that. The others didn't talk to him, so I kept my mouth shut as well. That's the way we do it at the mines. He didn't even really ask me anything anyway. Just mumbled something under his breath.
Что-то ты какой-то обидчивый. На работу тебя просто так не возьму.
What would you give me if I recommended you?
What could I give when I don't have a pot to piss in? All I have is a strong arm. Whenever I hit anything or anyone, they stay hit.
Well, if I get you the job, will you show me how to really hit someone hard?
I could. Deal then.
По рукам. Награда от Тонды.
I know everything I need.
So, can I go carry water then?
Not yet. I'll tell the bailiff and he'll choose.
Well, I hope he chooses me. Otherwise, I might be very angry.
Тебе меня не напугать.
If you think I'm afraid of you, you're mistaken.
We'll see. May the Lord watch over you.
А репутация все падает и падает и падает. Но мне нравится вот этот. Он будет воду носить. Вот этот какой-то, я не знаю, он... Балабол, такое ощущение. Но можно ему говно посоветовать носить. Вот этот. Короче, вот это вода. Корнелиус.
What do you need?
Пришел узнать о работе.
You're interested in carrying water?
I am. It's about time something good came to decent folk.
О, хорошее начало разговора.
Now, I'll ask you a few questions.
Добрые люди, добрые дела.
But I want the work and I deserve it. Keep your questions for good-for-nothings.
А, так ты будешь тогда говно носить, раз у тебя такой разговор. Что раньше делал?
What makes you so deserving? How did you make a living before this?
I was the owner of a mine. Well, I had a lease on it. But in our line of work, it amounts to the same thing.
The chief, eh? But have you ever hauled a bucket of ore up a hill?
There's no hill in a mine. Just a shaft with a winch.
That's enough for now.
Я понял про тебя. Это, короче, говнонос. Камень и еще один пацан. Забыл, как его зовут. Вид, а еще один я не помню. И чё ты? Ты настолько целеустремленный, что не хочешь со мной разговаривать?
God save you.
Угу. Здесь что-нибудь происходит? Это вопрос сродни тому, когда ты там пошумел, и он такой, что происходит? Я что-то слышал. Так, хотел... А давай напомни мне.
I'd like to talk to you.
Я просто про количество. Ладно, не буду спрашивать. Тихо, 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 не убегай. Принял решение.
I know everything I need to know to pick the carriers.
Splendid. I'll be glad to get this damn business off my back. So how have you decided?
Мне назвать их имена или... Да, а
Do
куда...
you want something?
I'd like to ask a favor
Ля.
of you, Hal.
Of course. What is it?
I heard you're picking people to carry water. No one needs the job more than Antonia.
Adam never mentioned any Antonia.
I'm not surprised. But Antonia really needs that job.
Просто в разговор влезла и все. Она готовить умеет? Ну нет же.
Can she
Она
cook?
же уже
What's
отвечала.
that got to do with carrying water?
Nothing, but there's a cook's job going too. Much easier than hauling water.
I don't know how good a cook she is, though. You'd better ask her yourself.
Но она не умеет. Тяжелый труд.
Do you think she'll be able to handle carrying those buckets? It's quite far, and up that hill.
She's no princess. She's tough enough.
Я отвечаю за людей.
Well, it's just if I recommend somebody who's not fit for the job, I'll be the one who has problems.
And what's the worst that can happen to you? A telling off? Suit yourself. But I won't forget it.
Да за что? Что за... Какая-то... Разговоры, ведущие к окончанию. Вот это мне никогда не нравилось в играх, когда ты просто представляешь огромную разветвленность диалоговой системы и думаешь, что вот так, вот так. Когда происходит вот это, просто ты что-то сказал, ну иди в жопу, короче, и все. И ты опять как чмо. Ну, собственно, я это говорил в самом начале игры. У нас персонаж, он в принципе чмо. И то, что он там весь в доспехах, это благодаря там игроку, который это все делает. А сам по себе он какой-то... Ну и, собственно, он в разговорах себя точно так же ведет. Да я тебя не боюсь. Ну, посмотрим. Да. То есть по поведению игры персонаж должен, по идее, игрок тоже, по идее, должен иметь возможность так же поступить. Ну, посмотрим. Да взять его и ну, там же отметелить. Взять, остановить Терезу, сказать, да я помогу. Вопрос в том, что есть вариант с дерьмом, например, поэтому я так и ответил. Ну да ладно. Так. Как ей дерьмо предложить? Ладно. Тонко камень.
Peter, better known as Rock.
Peter? Rock? Didn't he get into a fight and injure his arm? Well, what should he do?
Носить воду.
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
Лебедка.
Tonda. They call him the winch.
The winch. Ought to be good with a bucket anyway. What's he going to do?
Воду
To
носить.
carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
Так, Корнелиус. Корнелиус это тот, который идиот. А, начальник
Cornelius.
рудника.
Ah, Cornelius. I had him here once looking for a job. Where do you want to put him? I'd like to see him with buckets of shit.
Yeah.
Carrying shit.
Good. One person for this job. Next?
Ну, как бы там двойная оплата, начальник, ты понял. Все нормально. Так, отбойщик. Да, Антония.
Antonia.
What? A woman?
Yeah, is that a problem? You never said it had to be only men.
I didn't, but I kind of assumed it would be clear. It's a long walk with a heavy load, man's work.
Просто вот, помимо диалоговой системы, есть еще один такой моментик. Это то, что женщины по дороге из Ратая постоянно ходят с водой. И ничего, они ходят. Она справится.
She can handle the job. Have no fear.
Let's hope so. You'll have to answer to me if she can't. Where do we put her then?
А, можно назначить выносить дерьмо. Это будет недалеко. Носить воду.
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water.
Так, отбойщик. Отбойщик. Это...
Lassie. Goes by the moniker of Pickman.
Pickman. I hope he doesn't have a history of pickpocketing.
No, no. They call him Pickman because he worked in the silver mines, and he was very keen with the pick. So much so, he managed to chop off 2 of his fingers.
Well, he can't do too much damage with a bucket, I suppose. Where do you want to put him?
Дерьмо носить.
Carrying shit.
Good.
That's it.
Good. All decided. Now about the cook's job.
Так, а скук? Подожди, мне надо разобраться. Найти Отца, Сына и Святого Духа. Так, а моя подруга, она убежала, да? Прибежал к толке такой, как насчет свидания?
How about another little outing with me?
You never give up, do you? That would be great. Only not just now. Come and see me in a day or two.
Ну, я на самом деле рад, что так получилось. Я просто хотел создать интересную ситуацию. Но она отказалась, и это прекрасно. Да, был один диалог вот здесь. И мне рассказали, что у этого работа есть, у палача помощника типа себе ищет. Рихтарш, к которому я, собственно, и прибежал, и задание получил. Ну, собственно, я очень ранен, и мне нужно поспать. Что мне нужно сделать? Просто слишком рано пока ложиться спать, и куда-то на серьезное дело идти я тоже не хочу. Хотя, с другой стороны, можно выследить вонючку. Но можно разобраться с бандосами. Я к этому прибежал, он начал мне говорить: ты чё в прошлый раз устроил какую-то шутку? Я прибежал на мельницу и ничего не нашел.
You
Весь
sent me
день.
to the miller, eh?
What? Well, it was just a sort of...
You're lucky. He really did owe me, and he was so shocked he gave it all to me. What do you need then?
А сейчас в разговоре он сказал, что он все-таки получил, что хотел. А до разговора, до того, как я к нему подошел, он говорил, что типа не появляйся больше здесь. Я там весь день бегал, ничего не нашел. Пройти обучение. Старь. А куда проходить? У меня уже все. Плачущая женщина.
Do you know there's a girl crying on your doorstep?
I executed her husband.
What? You killed him?
No, not like that. It was done lawfully. She knew he had it coming.
So then, why...
Folk would like to drive her out of town. She has no one here. For a while I thought I could take care of her, but it wasn't to be.
Почему?
Why?
Do you really have to ask? I can't even go to the tavern for company, and no one would sup their ale with me. And when I die, they'll probably push me into a hole with a stick so as not to touch my corpse.
Is it really that bad?
I'm not complaining, mind. It's a well-paid job, if you don't mind being a pariah. They might look sideways at you, too, just for talking to me.
And that's what she's afraid of?
Exactly.
Девушка, которая плачет, совсем никого нет?
Doesn't that crying girl have any kin?
None she knows of. Poor lass. You could help her, though, if you wanted.
Me? How?
Alishka has no family, but her husband might still have some kin. Nobody will talk to me, but you could find out more.
Почему вы хотите помочь ей?
Why do you want to find her family anyway? Don't you want her to stay here?
I do. She's a splendid woman, but I'd never want to keep her here against her will. The life I lead isn't for everyone.
Что если она останется с вами?
What would she have to put up with if she stayed with you?
A lot. I can't deny. Most of the town folk wouldn't give her the time of day, at least not in public. If we had children, it would be even worse for them.
That doesn't sound like a very happy life.
It's not all bad. It's a well-paid job and even respected in a way. And when someone needs a bone set, all of a sudden they forget your reputation.
Что я должен сделать?
How can I find out if there's any family?
Try asking Alishka herself. She knows a thing or two about them. But, in the end, you'll still have to go and find out something from the bailiff, or from the records at the rat house.
Ладно, помогу.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
My thanks, if only for the thought.
Ну давай посмотрим. Элишка.
Herman sent me.
What a way to end up.
Don't despair. It could be a lot worse.
Only death could be worse, and I'm not far from it.
Ничего, что у меня вот экран красный. Можно спросить тебя о твоей семье?
Can I ask about your family?
What do you want to know?
Твои родные?
Don't you have any kin left? Someone who'd take you in?
No. They all died of the plague. And then I ended up with that man of mine. I always knew he'd get strung up one day.
У него есть семья?
Didn't your husband have any kin?
Maybe. He mentioned some, but we never went to see them.
Is that all you know?
Yes. But if they're anything like my old man, the bailiff and his catchpoles will know about them.
Окей.
That's all I need.
Узнать больше у Рихтержа. Любовь зла. Илишка — молодая женщина, мужа которой по приговору суда казнил палач Герман. Он спас ее от разгневанной толпы горожан, которые хотели выгнать ее из города, а затем приютил ее. И трудности у Илишки только начались, ведь жить с палачом — это означает стать таким же изгоем, как и он сам. У Илишки не осталось родных, но у ее покойного мужа где-то есть семья. Я попробую узнать у ректоржа, где они живут. Вот он, этот хмырь, иди сюда. Семья Илишки.
Do you know Ilishka? The wife of the man who was hanged recently?
The one that's with the executioner now?
That's her.
Life can be cruel sometimes.
Right. And do you know if she has kinfolk somewhere around?
How should I know? Now, if you don't mind, I'm very busy.
Ну чё ты выделываешься, ну? У вас же будет меньше хлопот, у меня 15 очков аж.
If Ilishka stays with the executioner, it'll end up being your problem anyway.
Christ, oh, all right then. Tell the scribe.
Какому писарю?
Where can I find him?
He's suffering with some ailment, so no doubt he'll be lying in his chambers above his study, on the top floor of the rat house.
Тафло. Тафло это, в смысле, наверху. Я ж уже шарился по его вещичкам. Опа. Можно это сделать еще разок. Ревизию провести. А я с глазами Нарика. Краснющими. Так, никого нет. Вот это дело я вроде не взламывал, я не помню. Что такое? Будто меня кто-то дернул. А, понятно. Под сложными замками тряпки храните. До сих пор не могу открыть. Как только я смогу это все открывать, тогда я все интересные классные штуки смогу вытаскивать. О, здесь гипнокамин. Это, вот этот очень сложный, могу открыть. Так, тебе надо здесь держать, да? Отлично. Нет, недостаточно. Уровень повысился, но еще недостаточно. Дребедень, я нарушаю закон. Писарь. Ну ты чё спишь? 3 часа.
God save you.
Я как не приду, ты постоянно спишь. Меня прислал Рихтерс.
The bailiff sent me.
That's another matter then. What do you need, friend?
Вот так вот. Записи о людях.
Is it possible to find out from the records where someone lives?
You think we keep records of every serf? For Christ's sake, they breed like rabbits.
But I thought that in the rat house, though, in the books...
Boy, the books are for recording pacts, undertakings, punishments, property rights, and so forth. In other words, important things. We don't keep records of serfs.
Ilishka won't be happy about that.
Ilishka? You don't mean the one who married into the Mishek family?
Yes. Yes, you know her.
Why wouldn't I? I used to play dice with old Mishek years ago. He had a son, a nice, polite lad. How is he?
Повешен. У него все в порядке. Повешен.
Oh, you know, he's quite tied up these days.
Well, if you see him, tell him to swing by.
And where are the Mishaks living now?
A stone's throw from Rate by the small fish pond.
Thanks.
Take care.
Так, интересно. А меня она сама не могла направить? Или она не знала? И такое удивительное совпадение. Это я типа упал. Такое удивительное совпадение, что Оно находится все очень рядом. Все очень близко. Псина тут носится. Так, возле пруда. Ты меня не пометил, да? Иди поговори с семьей мужа Илишки. Карта. В 2 шагах от Ротая. Я-то думал, где-то тут. А он аж здесь. В тачку зашел, у него тут диско. Свет, как обычно, мигает. Вам уже лучше?
How goes it, sir? Are you recovered?
I am, for all the good it does. The boredom here. The only thing I have to read is the Bible. And the Hanush won't let anyone near me but the priest. Have you any idea the monotonous drivel that fella comes out with?
This world is but a trial. Be repentant.
He talks to me as if I'm about to breathe my last. Actually, he talks to me as if I were already dead. Listen, Henry, won't you come with me to the Ratte Baths? I need a change of scene before moss starts growing on me.
О, пошли как раз. Почему в купальню?
Why to the baths?
Well, a hot bath does a man good.
It does. Which is why you can bath here anytime you like.
Have you ever seen Clara, the bathhouse wench? Henry, she's a beauty. If I didn't know better, I'd say I was in love with her.
Как долго мы там будем?
How much time do you want to spend there?
I don't know yet, but at least a few days. Bathing in mud wraps during the day, and in the evening, fun. What'd you say? Will you join me?
А как ваши раны?
But what about your wounds, sir?
Well, I won't lie to you, it hurts like the devil. But I'd rather hobble along with a cane, howling in pain, than listen to a selection of the most boring passages from the Gospels for one more minute.
Встретимся в купальне.
Why not? When do you want to go?
I shall go there right away, but wait until at least dusk to join me. I'll have company there.
All right, I'll come and join you there.
Good luck then.
Вечером, значит, у нас будут купательные процедуры. Ну и где ты, парниша? Так, вот может ты? Прискакал я к родне. Пожалуй.
Get lost, or I'll give you up for it.
В смысле, ты даже разговаривать со мной не хочешь? Почему? Пожилая дама.
What is it now?
У меня есть вести об Илишке.
I've got information about your daughter-in-law. Elishka's fine, only she needs...
Never heard of her. Get lost.
Она ваша родня.
She's your nearest kin. Elishka's part of your family, and she really needs you.
I won't help anyone.
Старая карга. Я мог бы вам заплатить. Так, найди дом для Илишки. Заплатить. Прям так сразу заплатить.
Cheeky bloody children.
Бля, не хочет разговаривать со мной. Вы чё такие дерзкие? Даже со мной. Нормальное у вас такое место тут. Корова даже есть. Так, а что наверху? Дверь дергается, вижу. Ага, понятно. А чего? Чего они возмущаются? Было бы прикольно, если бы мой внешний вид на него повлиял. Лицо так исказилось, видел? Ха.
What do you want?
Если предложить заплатить.
I could make it worth your while.
Really? And what is it you want?
Your son's widow needs help. She has nowhere to go.
What do I care about some useless girl?
А чё у меня -1? Почему? Это должно помочь. Опасно шутить с огнем. Можно пригрозить, можно заплатить. Да на денег.
This might help you decide.
70.
You took the words out of my mouth. Send her here, then. But don't let her think she'll be taking it easy. She'll have her work cut out.
That sounds quite...
And if I hear a peep out of her, I'll take a stick to her back.
Fine salvation this is.
Я об этом же и подумал. Дом-то я нашел, но поговори с палачом Германом. Вернись к Герману и Лишке, помоги решить, что ей делать. Прикольный, да, выбор. Либо с конченной роднёй, либо в счастье, но в изоляции. И я деньги за это еще заплатил. Да, с другой стороны, 60, сколько там, грошей, это мелочь вообще. Мне больше был интересен результат. Ну давай побазарим с тобой. И еще
Good
раз.
health to you.
Уже не ревешь, перестала плакать?
You're not crying now?
I'm not. I've wept enough for a lifetime.
It's a bit of a change since my last visit.
I haven't had much luck in my life, but I've always worked things out in the end. Tears are no help to anything.
That's true.
So, did you find out something about them?
I did. I found your husband's father and mother, and they're willing to take you in.
But...
Просто они бы приняли тебя. Они не такие уж замечательные.
They're not very nice people, Ilishka. They'd probably work you to the bone. But you would get fed.
Life is never easy. But at least I'd have a family.
Я хочу обсудить с Германом, ты должна вернуться в семью. С Германом побазарим.
You're right. I'll have another talk with Herman.
Goodbye.
Мужик, ты где? Дьявольская псина. Ты в самом конце. Только в каком конце? Где ты сидишь? В углу дома своего сел.
Ilishka's looking better.
She is, but she's not happy. God sent the poor girl great trials.
Indeed.
Did you know her whole family was wiped out by the plague? She was barely 12.
Losing your family isn't easy.
Ah, sorry, I wasn't thinking. So, did you find out anything about that kin of hers?
Я нашел их, но они мне не понравились.
I have. I tracked them down. They say they take her in, but I'm not sure she'd do well there.
Leave that to her. I just hope she'll be better off than now.
Вы хотите, чтобы Илишка осталась?
I've heard the way you talk about her, and would you like Ilishka to stay?
You know, Hal, she was always the sweetest girl. When she came with her family to Ratai, still single, she was a sight to behold. And it might surprise you, but she even had a word or two for me now and again. It grieved me when she married that wastrel. It was a foolish idea, but I always thought maybe she and I could... Well, fate likes a good laugh. Now I've strung up her old man. I have her under my roof. After all the years I was thinking of her. I don't want her to leave, but I don't want her to be unhappy here either.
Так. Я рассчитываю на то, что поставить ее здесь. Потому что настоящее счастье, оно не вокруг, оно внутри. Не вокруг, а снаружи. Хотел сказать одно и то же. Где ты будешь жить?
Have you made your mind up?
Здесь, возле бревен.
I can't decide. I don't know Mishik's-kin at all, but at least I'd have a family.
Лучше остаться с Германом.
Herman could give you a family too.
He's a decent, upright fellow. I've met none better, and that's the honest truth. But he's an executioner.
And what's the problem? That the other women won't chat with you down at the creek? Did that sort of gossip ever interest you anyway? He's a fine man, isn't he? He's willing to take care of you, and he has the means to do it, and he wants you. He's so sick with love for you, he can't even sleep.
But did he really say that?
He told me he's been in love with you for years. He said he always thought you were the sweetest
Нормально,
girl
да, то,
in
что он
that
рядом
time.
стоит?
That's true. We used to meet now and again and exchange a few words. Well, he always treated me nicely. By all that's holy, you're right. I'll stay here. Take care. Herman,
Yes?
can I stay here with you?
You mean for good?
If you don't want me to.
You can! By God, you can! You've made me the happiest man in the world.
Все? И опять сгорбленные, видишь, расходятся. Счастье было да прошло. Ну и чё?
Thank you, Hal. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. The main thing is everything worked out well.
It did. It did. Thank you. And I want you to have this. God almighty. I've got Alishka. After all these years, me, the executioner, has the woman he loves.
150 рублей дал. Спасибо. А ты что-нибудь мне скажешь интересное? А, ты просто пошла спать.